8 soldiers have been killed in an attack by armed men in northwest Pakistan. 10 fighters were also killed in the gun battle. The fighting began on Monday after a suicide bomber drove a vehicle with explosives into a military enclave in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Gunmen then stormed the premises, leading to that gun battle that lasted for 26 hours. Well, Pakistan's seen an intensified wave of attacks against its security forces and Chinese engineers working in the country. The instability has rattled foreign investors and allies who say the government needs to tighten security. These fears are putting a multi-billion-dollar development project with China at risk. Kamal Hyder reports from Torkham on the Pakistani-Afghan border.
This is the latest video from Taliban Pakistan, warning of intensified attacks. The footage appears to show a police convoy being ambushed. The armed group is increasingly targeting Pakistani security forces and Chinese nationals, many of whom are engineers working on major projects as part of the China-Pakistan economic corridor. Foreign investors and Chinese government are calling for more protection for the workers.
China is very concerned that Pakistan has failed to protect Chinese projects and personnel in Pakistan.
The Pakistani Prime Minister called on neighboring Afghanistan to crack down on armed groups.
Interim Afghan government must take concrete and effective measures to ensure its soil is not used for terrorism by any entity against other states.
However, this would entail increased surveillance along Pakistan's 2,600-kilometer, mostly mountainous and porous border with Afghanistan. Pakistan's military is poised to launch a new nationwide counterterrorism offensive called Istehkam or Resolve to tackle the growing number of attacks against the security forces. But the plan is facing criticism as well as public opposition. Protesters in Swat Valley have rallied against the plan, saying they will be on the front lines of any military operation.
We have concerns about the new military operation, so that not to be displaced again, as we were displaced in previous operations.
Military commanders say their aim is to ensure enduring stability and economic prosperity, while analysts call on the government to do more.
Pakistan itself has a very serious domestic terrorism problem which needs to be countered. And there also, Pakistan, frankly, has no effective, doable counter-terror strategy for the last few years.
Despite Pakistan's efforts to reinforce its border, armed groups are still able to launch attacks. Previous operations have only forced fighters back into Afghanistan, and without help from the Taliban government, many here believe a swift solution will likely remain elusive. Kamal, Hyder, Al Jazeera, Torkham, Pakistan-Afghanistan border.
OK, well, let's go to Kamal, who's live for us in Islamabad. Kamal, as your report clearly spelt out, a deepening security situation in northwest Pakistan. That's a huge challenge for the authorities, particularly given that foreign investment may be at risk here as well.
Indeed, and it's not just the security issue, but also the political instability. But coming back to that attack on Banu Cantonment, this unfolded at pre-dawn. It was a pre-dawn attack. The Taliban had a vehicle full of explosives. This is the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, who were able to demolish the outer perimeter wall. As a result of that huge explosion, the roof collapsed on at least 8 soldiers, after which the Pakistani military also ferried in their elite commando units, which were dropped on top of Banu Cantonment. That gun battle ensued for, as you saw and mentioned, for over 26 hours. Now, there's been an attack also in Dera Ismail Khan that took place this morning. 2 to 3 soldiers are reportedly killed in that. The attackers also killed, but we also have reports that this is an ongoing situation and the casualty figures could go upward. So indeed, a grave challenge to Pakistan's security. Pakistan has asked the Afghan interim government to ensure that these people are not able to plan the operations in Afghanistan and then send fighters to carry out attacks inside Pakistan.
All right, Kamal, many thanks for that. Kamal Hyder live for us in Islamabad.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.